everyone. Are you ready to do your speak out exercises? My name is Samantha Ellenderry. I'm a speech language pathologist and the founder of Parkinson Voice Project. We are a nonprofit speech therapy clinic located in Richardson, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas. We treat people with Parkinson's all over the state of Texas. We use telemedicine, a new something that came about because of the pandemic. We are now able to treat any person with Parkinson's in the state of Texas. We also train speech language pathologists across the U.S. and abroad. And our vision is that everyone with Parkinson's will have the opportunity to go through our Speak Out Loud Crowd program. We're going to go through the 6 speak out exercises. I want everybody to go ahead and take a sip of water. Grab a sip of water. As you bring the cup to your mouth, I want you to swallow with intent. Think about what you're doing. Be deliberate. That's what people with Parkinson's have to do from now on. We received a very interesting question yesterday, and I'm going to talk about it after we do the counting. I'm also going to show you a video of the vocal folds. But let's do the warm-up first. You need to warm up your voice with Parkinson's. It will always work better once you warmed it up. Think of yourself as a professional singer or speaker. You need to warm up your voice. Say each sound and speak out. Here we go. May, me, my, mo, moo. You don't have to say it all on one breath. Take a breath when you need to. Keep the focus on projecting the air forward. Parkinson's wants to bring it in. I want you to be confident and speak out. Here we go. May, me, my, mo, moo. Again. May, me, my, mo, moo. When you speak with intent, you activate a part of the brain that is not as dependent on dopamine, and that's why it works with Parkinson's. Let's do this exercise with a little bit more intent by stretching out the vowels. Here we go. May, me, my, mo, moo. I bet you had to think about it a little bit more, and that's good. That means that you were using intent. Let's do one more like that. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. All right, we are done with the warm-up. We usually do 5 of those. Let's take a sip of water and then we'll move on. Is it anybody's birthday or anniversary? I don't always ask that, but I hope that y'all tell us. We want to celebrate with you. Let's take a sip of water. I also wanted to point out that if you're joining us from Parkinson Voice Project's website, I want to make sure you know how to use the chat feature. In order to chat on our website during this session, you always have to just type your name first and hit submit. So at the bottom of the chat feature, you'll see a little box that says type your name. Just type your name. So I would type Samantha and then I would hit submit. Once you do that, you can start chatting and replying, and you'll notice a T, the letter T at the bottom of the chat feature. You can change the text size. We have 3 different text sizes, which is, as I'm getting older, I'm really appreciating. You can also upload a picture if you want. But the key is you always have to type your name first, because we're not having you create an account. Facebook, you have an account, they know who you are. We're not going to do that. We're not going to put a cookie on your computer. So you have to type your name first, hit submit, and then you can chat. All right, second speak out exercise, the ah. Deliberately open your mouth, lift the voice, and project it forward. Here we go. Good. We're coordinating the breathing with the vocal folds. Let's do it again. Good. Let's do it again. Are you working hard? Let's do another ah. Make sure you're projecting it forward. Here we go. Ah. In order to keep the sound consistent, the coordination between the breathing and the vocal folds has to be just right. So you know it all worked right when you're able to keep that consistent ah and it doesn't trail off. One more ah. Ah. Good. Let's take a sip of water. For the next exercise, the glides, I thought it would really be good for you to understand how the vocal folds work, what they look like. I'm going to show you a video. It's about 3 minutes long, so I hope that you enjoy it and you learn something new. When it first comes on, you will see the vocal folds, and the vocal folds are pearly white, or they're supposed to be. And we're going to learn a little bit about the vocal folds. I want you to notice in the part of the video, when they have somebody going up in pitch, you'll notice how the vocal folds are stretching. They become longer, and then they become shorter when you go down in pitch. So I hope this will make a little bit more sense as we do the glides. Let's watch this video. Give me just a second.
Vocal cords, sometimes called vocal folds, are located in the mid portion of your neck, about halfway down, between the top and the bottom of your neck. There are two vocal cords, and they're connected in the front of your neck and open and close in the back, or towards the back of your neck. They're located inside the voice box, or larynx. The cords sit at the top of your windpipe, or trachea. Men can feel the top of their voice box, often called the Adam's apple. Women have the same thing, but it's smaller and harder to feel with your finger. Your vocal cords are just behind the Adam's apple. Now, women can sometimes feel their Adam's apple by placing their finger here and gently pushing in on their neck. And about the first lump that you feel is the top of the larynx. About halfway down your neck, you can feel that small bump. That's your Adam's apple, ladies. And your vocal cords are just behind it. I can feel a small V right in the center of the top of my Adam's apple. That's the cartilage. Now, at birth, our vocal cords are about the same length, approximately 2 millimeters. By age 20, women's cords are about 10 millimeters and men's 16 millimeters in length. The change for men is much greater, and this causes a deepening of the voice and can make singing during the vocal change much harder. Vocal cords are tissue and are three-dimensional. That means they have length, width, and depth. Just like other tissue in your body, There are different layers of tissue. Vocal cords have three primary layers: muscle, ligament, and mucosa. It's the slick outer layer of the vocal cord. The vocal cords open when we breathe and come together when we make noise with our voices, and are covered up when we swallow. A type of lid called the epiglottis closes over the vocal cords when we swallow. Sometimes fluid gets through and we cough to clear it out. When air passes through our vocal cords as we speak or sing, they create a series of sound waves, which we can hear. This series of sound waves we call vibration. The vocal cords create the initial vibrations, which is the initial tones we hear that begin the sound we make when speaking and singing. Now watch and listen as these vocal cords create the vibrations that become our voices.
Okay, so as we do the glides, the next exercise, I want you to think about your vocal folds stretching when you go up in pitch and then changing shape when you go down in pitch. Keep in mind, this might be the most important speak out exercise. Your vocal folds sit on top of your airway and protect your airway. So we want them to work right, to be well coordinated, and let's go ahead with the glides. Project the ah forward and go up. Here we go. Stop. Could you imagine them getting longer as you were going up in pitch? Now start high. It is very important that you're able to change your pitch. Without treatment, a lot of people with Parkinson's end up with a very monotone voice. And that doesn't sound very good, but even more importantly, it means that the vocal folds are not moving the way they should. So we want to have expression. Let's do another glide. Stop. Let's do another one with intent. Stop. Don't hold your breath. If your voice sounds raspy, especially like as you're going down, you need to project your voice out more. I know it feels funny. Most of the time when the voice sounds raspy with Parkinson's is because you're not using these breathing muscles to their full capacity. So usually if you go stronger, you sound better. If you don't, check with your speech pathologist. But most of the time, that's what it is. So if it's raspy, project out more. Let's do another one. Stop. As you're coming down, the sound should accelerate, almost like a roller coaster. Start high. Ready? One more. Start high. We are working hard. We're getting stronger. Very possible with Parkinson's. We're going to do the counting. Be deliberate. Make your articulation precise, as clear as you can get it. Let's speak out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Work hard. Don't just go through the motions. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. Speak out. 4, 5, 6. Think about it. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now go backwards. 12, 11, 10. Exaggerate. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a sip of water. So we had a question come in today, and I think it's a really, really good one. It says that, so this person has started Speak Out. Thank you. I'm so glad you did. But they do have some cognitive challenges that make it difficult for them to do the reading. And so they're asking for suggestions. What can you do if it's too difficult to follow along with the reading? What should you do? So I want you to think about this. The reason we do the reading is we are coordinating the respiratory muscles with the phonatory, with the articulatory. Okay, think about the ah, your mouth is open, so we're coordinating the respiratory and the phonatory. But talking in conversation requires coordinating the whole system, including getting your tongue and lips strong enough to produce clear speech. So the purpose of the reading is to coordinate all of that and to do an activity that would make you continually have to take breaths and move your mouth and do all of that at the same time. So we're going to do something for our reading today. We're not going to read. I'm going to show you some things that you can do that will accomplish just about the same thing physically, all right? But this is a suggestion. So what we're going to do is we're going to count to 10 forwards and backwards. We're not going to stop at every 3. You're going to take a breath whenever you need to, but the key is to speak out the whole time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, even if you don't have cognitive challenges, you probably thought that was physically pretty challenging. It is. Now, maybe that was too fast. Let's do it again, slower again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Could you do all of that with speaking out? Again, coordinating respiratory, phonatory, articulatory. We can now say the days of the week. Let's go forwards twice. Ready? Start with Sunday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh, I said to do it twice, and we only did it once. One thing, I noticed that I started doing one day on one breath, and you don't want to do that. We want to try to connect. Let's say the days of the week twice. Ready? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Doing rote responses like this, counting the days of the week, the months of the year, those are things you can do to strengthen the muscles if it's not possible for you to do the reading. Now, I don't want everybody to do that, only if you need to do that, because if we think about it, regular conversational speech involves all different kinds of words, not just numbers and the days of the week. Do you see the difference? So we need to be able to speak out. Reading is your dress rehearsal for conversation. So we do want, ideally, for you to be producing different words, different inflection patterns. But when reading is not possible, then you can do the counting and the days of the week. Something else you could do is to do something that the person knows very well. It could be, let's say, the Pledge of Allegiance. Say the Pledge of Allegiance with me. If you're joining us from a different country, I want you to turn down your volume and you do your country's pledge. Okay, but otherwise, let's say the pledge together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now you see, that exercise was kind of better than the counting or the days of the week because we got some different words. Even if somebody has trouble with the reading, if they're reading something that's more familiar to them, for example, if you printed out the pledge in very large print, because they already know it, when they look at that large print, bolded print, it will be easier for them to do that. You could also use maybe a fight song from school, something that you know very well. It could be a song, so you could sing. Normally, people do not sing as strongly as they read. So again, I don't recommend it for everybody. It's not ideal, but it is a way to coordinate the breathing with the vocal folds and the articulatory muscles. The other thing you could do is a prayer. If somebody knows a prayer very well, they've said it all their lives, you could print that out. They might be able to do it without the printing, but because they know it very well, print it out, put it in very large print, bold it, and then say the prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven. So you say it with intent. Those are some examples of what you can do for the reading when reading is difficult. And I'm going to say this. If somebody has struggles with the reading part of these online exercises, do the first part with me, then turn it off and do the reading that would be most appropriate for that person. Take a sip of water. We're going to do some cognitive. I want to also show you some cognitive exercises. They're good for everybody, okay? But if somebody has some cognitive challenges, pretty significant, one thing that people can usually do are opposites. And the way you cue it is like this. So I put my hands here, and then I go, your turn. So I want you to finish the sentence for me. Are you ready? Get ready to speak out. Ready? Up and, yes and, cream and, fork and, stop and. Are you speaking out? Are you projecting your voice forward? Again, by using these cues for somebody that has some cognitive challenges, it will help them to do it. All right, let's keep going. Here we go. Cat and, hot and, shoes and, boy and, old and, salt and, needle and, night and. Something else you can do is complete sentences. Finish the sentence for me with intent. She is my best. How much do you think it will? She's asleep on the. He's as strong as an. He wore a shirt and. It cost $25. I need an answer to my. Okay? Let me show you one other thing you can do. You can alternate counting. Do it with me. I'll say 1, you say 2, and we'll go back and forth. Ready? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18. I think somehow I got off. Sorry about that. All right, very good. So I hope that this gives you some ideas. And even if you don't have those cognitive challenges, I bet you felt like you got a good workout. So those are some things that you can also do. Please send your questions to intent@parkinsonvoiceproject.org. I'll do whatever I can to help you. Let's go ahead and take a sip of water. We're going to end with Dr. Boone's words. By the way, we are starting to ship out the tongue twister booklets. If you've already made a donation in June, these will be going out tomorrow and Monday. Very good. Thank you to everyone who's helping us to build up the endowment, one donation at a time. We will get that 15 million eventually. All right, every sound with intent. Goo la gang ga ga. Goo la gang ga ga. Goo la gang ga ga. Be deliberate. Ku ka mangu ka. Ku ka mangu ka. Think about it. Ku ka mangu ka. Be deliberate. We're almost done. Gangla. 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 Now. Ku kla. Thank you so much for joining me. Please find a Speak Out provider in your area, work one-on-one with that speech pathologist, and then exercise with me and send me more questions.